Well, football is, of course, ultimately just a game, but for the next 2 hours, it might not feel like that. The stadium is full of noise and energy. This certainly matters. Colours vivid and vibrant, songs loud and proud. The tone for this game is well and truly set. So it's away we go then.
There's Vitor Baia, Peter, exuding his unique brand of calm and confidence, as per usual.
Yeah, he's one of those keepers, isn't he, who has that certain aura around him.
And I think that gives the defence a massive boost. Having someone like that behind you can really give you that insurance, that psychological edge.
Cruyff. And that pass just didn't quite work.
They need to play this quicker in transitions like this.
Good defending there. They've slammed the door in the faces of the opposition. Now that looks a decent ball. Just eases him off the ball. Del Piero unable to make it happen for all his good. Oh, terrible pass. Thuram kept his eye on it, and he's there. Couldn't squeeze it through. Baia. Belletti tries to play it through. Now it's Del Piero. Del Piero will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. Now, can they get him away?
Well, both teams are proceeding with caution, but there's plenty of time to wait for some attacking purpose.
Vieira.
That's positional gold, the utilisation of space.
Oh, that's fabulous. Messi! Oh, he's been caught on it here. Great ball, and he's in here. And a chance! Goal! Barcelona! Barcelona are in front. And that is a genuine ground-eat-me-up moment.
Well, you've got to give him credit for pressing so quickly there.
Barcelona have penetrated for the first time.
Well, I'd remind those players, Peter, that concentration will be key for a while now, as you don't want to hand the momentum straight back to your opposition.
Whistle's gone, and the referee has given a penalty. And that is a huge moment in the context of the game. This to be all square. Wonderful save by Vitor Baia. And it's Vieira.
OK, being behind at the break isn't ideal, but there's plenty of time to reply.
That's been cut out, well played. Well, that is not the best ball, and he offers an apologetic look.
Well, that's down to a simple miscalculation. No more, no less.
Pirlo. It's Pirlo! And it's in! They have come roaring back!
Well, it looks like we have ourselves a real game here now, Peter. They've been rewarded for their courage, for their attitude, for their application, and now they'll want another.
That is glorious, as if he picked it up and put it there himself.
Oh, that's an incredible shot. The dip and the curl he managed to get on it. Impeccable technique, Peter. Absolutely impeccable.
Cruyff! And it's a goal! How very smart. He just got it right.
Such a smart finish, and the setup was very good too, but defensively, they didn't cover themselves in glory here.
Del Piero! And a neat finish. And the lead lost no time at all.
Yeah, and analysis of the goal should take a back seat to the importance of a committed reaction. This is wonderful to watch.
So smooth. A signature finish.
Well, you've always got to have players that are willing to make the runs. And when you keep plugging away, that will happen.
So again, we have parity.
This is exactly the kind of contest you'd expect when you have so much class from both sides. The next goal is going to be so significant.
It's Tatsu! They've scored! That is lovely, finished with amazing expertise.
Oh, what a hit, Peter, and there was nothing...
And that is all they have time for. Well, we have quite a thrilling narrative here. Despite their early setback, they are now the ones in the driving seat, and all of a sudden things are looking pretty rosy. The midway point of the game.
Oh, what a half, Peter. What a half. It really has had a bit of everything. Two sides going tooth and nail, trying to win this from the off. If only all games could serve this up.
Well, this has been a half full of thrills, and the margins are tight. Just one in it, 3-2 at the break. So right back into the action. Thuram cuts it out. Well, the idea was a good one. The execution of it, not quite so.
His teammates are really annoyed with that, you know, and they have every right to be.
Taken back almost at once. Pirlo. Oh, it's Pirlo!
Pirlo just dropped the shoulder to engineer the feint. Now he'll have to shoulder the blame.
That's a pretty loose pass. Belletti. Can he get on the end of this? And he's in on goal. And Del Piero! And that's a good finish. And this is getting better and better. What a delicious goal, stroked in like a maestro.
That was magnificent. The way he caught it so perfectly, I think he's even managed to surprise himself, Peter.
So the lead now is 2.
They've seen the light, and the opposition have been left in the dark.
And he's made sure that's not getting through. And now they can clear their lines. Griezmann! And he looked every bit the assured keeper there.
Really anticipated that well, didn't he?
And we have our very first corner. Neymar attempts a clearance. Oh, he's having a go! He has hit that forcefully.
Well, we always have to give a reason for it, Peter, but did he hit that too well?
Zanetti. Oh, good play on the left-hand side here. No, that's been intercepted. Pirlo, always wanting the ball, always wanting to do something different with it. That is good alertness. Nedved. And it's Neymar. Oh, that's a key interception. Pirlo. Now it's Griezmann, looking for options for movement. Can he finish? Just cruising! They are cruising! And they are disappearing out of sight. And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Look, if you want to be effective on the break, then the key element is always pace. That's what really rips defences apart, and it's difficult to find an answer to it when it's applied like that.
It's starting to look like a done deal now. Pass is coming off in quick succession here. That is a brilliant interception. Well, the ball just didn't work out for the run that he made.
They should have done a lot better there. The final ball was very poor.
And that pass is somewhat less than ideal.
Well, I think the opposition saw that pass coming a mile off, and it wasn't the best decision.
Well, it didn't look good for a while, but that was brave defending, and they got away with it.
Oh, that's brilliantly defended, though. It looked destined for a goal.
Oh, he's enjoyed that. He evidently loves the contest. Confirmation that there will be 2 minutes stoppage time. Oh, he's been caught napping. Can he finish? And he's stuck it away. Just cruising. They are cruising. Not a... And that is as far as it goes. So the winner's bullish and belligerent after a remarkable collective effort. Well, what a sight this is. The colour, the choreography, the camaraderie. The fans have pulled out all the stops to make this a monumental occasion. Well, it looks like a big game, sounds like a big game. Everyone involved is absolutely up for it. So it's down to business here.
For me, Peter, Steven Gerrard's game is all about courage. It's a word he himself uses a lot. He's always urging everyone around him to have a go on the ball and not be afraid.
And he absolutely practices what he preaches in that respect.
He does, indeed. And I think he's England's best all...
Pato! And that's what you call inspired goalkeeping.
Yeah, he was well placed to deal with that.
And we have our very first corner. He leaps for it. He will be livid with himself. Pirlo. And this is Del Piero. He'll try from distance. Oh, and they really should have been made to pay.
Well, talking about creating a problem for yourself, okay, credit the good pressing, but that was entirely avoidable.
Nedved. To Maldini. And he goes cross-field.
Good ball, that too.
Now that looks a decent ball. Pepe makes the interception. Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. Nedved plays the game a step ahead of almost anyone. There's the shot! Goal! The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Look, if you want to be effective on the break, then the key element is always pace. That's what really rips defences apart, and it's difficult to find an answer to it when it's applied like that.
Well, what a sight this is. The colour, the choreography, the camaraderie. The fans have pulled out all the stops to make this a monumental occasion. Well, it looks like a big game, sounds like a big game. Everyone involved is absolutely up for it. And we're underway.
Well, Xabi Alonso is the standout. He'll be looking to set the tempo and dictate the play here, Peter.
He is so integral to this team, isn't he?
Yeah, he has the quarterback influence on a team so that as soon as he gets on the ball, everyone starts making runs. He's a master passer and a beautiful manipulator of the ball.
And that was nowhere near his best. Now that looks a decent ball. Del Piero. And he should have made them pay.
That's good running. It makes life so much easier when you have people who are willing to go beyond the defence like that.
And he's got the beating of his man. Skillfully cut out. He is so at ease on the ball. And that's definitely not his best. Throw in. Engages and forces him off the ball. So it is still 0-0. Looking for options for movement. And the finish! Oh, it's fallen loose again! Oh, the keeper's done ever so well.
Yeah, he was well placed to deal with that.
And we have our very first corner. Rivaldo getting this one clear. And now they can spring out of defence. Rummenigge going about things with real menace. Messi. Ball's gone out of play. Roberto Baggio showing great feet there. 30 minutes gone. Aimed beyond the defence. He is through here. He's had a shot!
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
And here's Del Piero. Tries one from range!
Well, that was well positioned and well pinched. They can't hurt with their backs to goal. Griezmann clearly held on to it far too long there. Did he do enough to find someone? He looked as if he had his mind set on trying to do everything his way.
Now it's Roberto Baggio. He's got away. And it's Rivaldo. Oh, he's bustling through here. Nedved. And it's half-time. So neither team were able to take the lead, but it certainly hasn't been for the lack of trying. And we are up to the break.
Well, it was great to see them try to turn their possession and chances into a goal. They definitely wanted one before the break, and okay, while it didn't happen, things could start changing if they can continue in the same manner.
So we reach the halfway point, and neither side have yet been able to force the issue. It's 0-0. Back on the way then. Oh, what has happened here? Oh, just skips past his man. Foul and a free kick in a very dangerous area. And no surprise, that's a booking.
Well, they're struggling to cope with a pacey dribble because they've not been at it as a team. I think the collective pressure needs to be better all round.
Del Piero is standing over this one. Del Piero! Oh, he's pulled off a fine save.
Absolutely terrific. Terrific reflexes. Goalkeeping at its very best.
It's their second corner of the game. Rivaldo is there to clear. Como have the chance to go the other way. Well seen, saw that coming.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Messi. Roberto Baggio. That's a little off target.
Well, Peter, just see here how a lot of the attacking players aren't dropping back anymore.
And that means just one thing, I suppose.
Yeah, they just simply want to engage the counter-attack.
Rijkaard wins the duel this time. Nedved. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Van Dijk spots it and intercepts. And it's been taken short. That'll be a throw. And it's Rivaldo. And still, we await the first breakthrough. Oh, played through for the wide man. It's out for a goal kick. So changes a foot here, and from both sides. Thuram. Guti. And that's been intercepted.
That's great positioning. So good from him.
Now it's Bojan. Played into space. Shin to shin, bicep to bicep, and he wins out.
Well, there's no doubt that they want to win this, Peter. They'll have to maintain the energy and dynamism until the very end, though. I wouldn't fancy playing up front in these circumstances, to be honest. There's absolutely no supply.
And this is Ribery. And here's Inzaghi. Spread it left. And that interception was most necessary.
That was well played, well stopped.
So, third corner of the game. Hernus with the clearance. Como are looking to go forward now. Now it's Roberto Baggio. That's a risky ball, you've got to say.
Well, that might be that, Peter. Maybe both sides just going to have to settle for the draw now.
And that is a little undercooked. Defending of the desperate variety. 90 minutes gone and nothing to show. And that is as far as it goes. So we finish as we started. Try as they might, neither was able to break through. Any reflections on what you've seen, Jim?
Listen, the more this game went on, a draw was always likely to be on the cards. So overall, I don't think anyone will be complaining too much about what they've got.
The noise is just about reaching a crescendo here as these two sides get ready to lock horns. This is football at its finest. And the mood is boisterous. It is a perfect ambience for the central characters who are ready now to perform. And that gets things running.
Steven Gerrard is capable of taking a game by the scruff of the neck and anywhere he wants after that.
Yeah, one way or another he'll contribute to the scoring of a goal.
Yeah, and when the going gets tough seems to come easy for him.
Well, that's clear cut. It's a free kick. That's a fine save.
Absolutely terrific reflexes, goalkeeping at its very best.
Pullet pinches it off him. Now it's Griezmann. Now it's Pato. Vieira demonstrating his defensive quality there. And Del Piero! Wonderful from Del Piero! Sumptuous finish, an absolute joy! And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Yeah, when you're hit on the counter-attack like that, it's like walking into a sucker punch and they're dazed.
Algeria finding themselves unexpectedly behind. That's a little off target. And the two sides separated by the game's only breakthrough moment to this point. And the score is 1-0. Del Piero. He steps in, and that's the end of that. Algeria are a team that's fond of the low block. They sure defend in numbers.
Yeah, the whole point being to go back to front as quickly as possible, Peter. Of course, once the ball has been won.
Yeah, balls over the top, long diagonals, that's the plan. He's got away. There's some great running on show here, but ultimately there was no way through. Chance, surely! And he hits the net. A quite incredible spell. They are flying. It was a great finish. He put it away with great poise, dead-eye accuracy.
Well, Peter, I think the keeper knew straight away he was never going to get to it.
Eto! It's hit the upright. But he's left disappointed.
Size really matters, and it's time to make it matter now.
And it's been taken short. And this is Gerrard. And the shot!
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
Nagatomo. Gerrard just eases him off the ball. Pullet unable to make it happen for all his good intentions. Knocks it out wide. Pirlo. And it's Vieira. Played out wide. Half-time coming up, and little doubt as to which of the two sides is the happier. Crosses it in. And it's safely in the keeper's hands. Eto. Can he finish? Oh, wonderful! What a goal! He's got himself an absolute peach. On the cusp of half-time, he delivers with perfect timing.
Look, that was a technical interaction of great football. That has gone down a treat.
Algeria cut their deficit and shapes to shoot. In he goes again. He's beaten the keeper, but hit the post. And he's there to belt it away. Mbappe. And that is a little undercooked. Nicely aimed pass. The ball has bounced loose now. The whistle's gone, and that's it for the first half. It's been thrills and spills at either end in the first half. Neither side really seizing the initiative, and both teams still very much in it. No, well, the pickings certainly have been rich in this first half.
Yeah, they're ahead, Peter, but they can't afford to get too complacent. They need to go with the same intensity and tempo they showed in getting both the goals. Try to get another now and establish that two-goal cushion early in the second half.
So it has been pretty frantic here. Everybody eagerly awaiting the start of the second half. So we're straight back at it at the start of the second half. It's a good spell of possession, this. And this is out. And a shot! Adriano gets flagged offside. Nicely weighted ball. Well, the run has been sold a little bit short there.
Algeria clearly didn't help themselves by telegraphing that one. It was always going to be intercepted.
Oh, good read.
That was well played, well stopped.
And here's Del Piero. Oh, now here's an interesting matchup. Nagatomo, defending his corner stubbornly, stood up very well to his man. That's been cut out, well played.
Adriano clearly held on to it far too long there. Did he do enough to find someone? He looked as if he had his mind set on trying to do everything his way.
Now it's Eto'o. Looking for a runner. Neatly clipped into space. He's found a way through.
There's much frustration as to the lack of a touch to finish that off. Algeria really are going about things in the right fashion, Peter. It's great to see.
This is a really front-footed approach.
Well, the question now is whether they can sustain it. Eto'o really needed to concentrate on protecting the ball. Then again, he was being very closely marshalled.
Stood up well to him there.
Well, that's good defending. He squeezed the play and he gave him no chance to get on the turn.
Great vision.
I think the message here is quite clear, Peter. They want another one and will seemingly keep going until they get it.
And this... It's Eto'o! Oh, the ball's run loose here. Well, that has not gone well. No way through, so back it comes. Pull it. Takes a shot! So close to drawing level.
Well, the lead may be fragile, but the keeper was focused and strong.
No, he wasn't being taken in by that trickery. Tries a shot! And the difference is still one, but only just.
Oh, what a chance. It looked to me like he just changed his mind at the last second there.
Well, the two coaches are signalling changes here, both at the same time. And it's Owen. The final 5 minutes. And here's Messi. Filippo Inzaghi. And a chance! It's a goal! And surely that does it! Perfect time! Decisive strike! So smooth. A signature finish.
Well, you've always got to have players that are willing to make the runs. And when you keep plugging away, that will happen.
And when the manager called on him, he was only to... Real chance! Fair effort, he reacted well.
Well, the hold-up play as that move was being constructed was important for the runners, and more really should have been made of it.
And that's it. What a satisfying performance. A performance at times of determination and... The noise is just about reaching a crescendo here as these two sides get ready to lock horns. This is football at its finest. Well, the stage is set for a stirring showdown here. The supporters in great voice, and there's a real sense of anticipation in the air. Game on. So we're up and running.
There's a player on this pitch who shines above the rest, and we're talking defence.
And that is?
Well, it's got to be Paolo Maldini.
Well, who's arguing?
Yeah, and he's a living, breathing symbol of leadership, loyalty and devotion to his craft. What a player.
Now it's Villa. He's had a shot! Now, who's going to be first to this? Oh, what has happened here? And that interception was most necessary.
That was well played, well stopped.
Nedved. And it's Griezmann. Now it's Pato. Pato proves just a little bit too strong. And it's Pirlo. Oh, he's going to be disappointed with that. Now it's Batistuta. Now it's Batistuta. No change to the score, 0-0 it remains. Mateus can so cleverly bypass the press. Pull it. Pass is coming off in quick succession here. David Villa. And the shot! Goal! Croatia! And it's Croatia who take the lead. One sweeping move executed with deadly efficiency.
Yeah, when you're hit on the counter-attack like that, it's like walking into a sucker punch and they're dazed.
The first breakthrough.
It's so often the case with goal scorers, little influence, and all of a sudden, bang.
And it's Griezmann.
Well, I wouldn't quite advise they should resort to risk-taking at this stage.
Griezmann! And that's what you call inspired goalkeeping.
Griezmann really must be thinking what he has to do to score there.
And we have our very first corner. Impressive jump! And that's a sharp finish! A game of thrills, all square in the blinking of an eye!
Well, going behind has simply triggered a collective determination to hit back, and they merit nothing less.
A wonderful delivery, and all it needed was a touch.
He did so well there, attacking the ball the way he did. He got a strong forehead behind that one.
We're looking at a different game now.
Such a big goal, Peter. Just when the opposition thought they could turn the screw, they're back to square one again. The manager will be absolutely delighted with such a response.
Pirlo, a player of legendary status. Played back.
Just too much pressure. Had to go that way. Well, that's good defending. He squeezed the play and he gave him no chance to get on the turn.
Maldini. Well, it is clear to see that he is not at all happy with that.
He made it look a bit predictable.
Now it's Pato. And he's intervened well there. Pirlo. Oh, good-looking ball. Pirlo. So, a temporary halt to the action. Well, the glass is either half full or half empty. Neither side yet truly to impose themselves, and it's level pegging at half-time. Any opinion you'd like to express on the first half?
Well, I think the manager should be pretty happy that his side managed to come in on level terms. Things seem to be going a little against them, but they stemmed the tide, got their equaliser, and I think we're in for an exciting second half now.
Well, it's been intriguing stuff so far, and it's 1-1 at the break. Both teams hoping for a pick-me-up in the second half. The second half is up and running. He's in a great position here. And the whistle's gone, presumably for offside. Nedved. And it's Griezmann. Nedved. And he's in real chance! And he's done it!
Boom! There we go. And it couldn't be much better. He was born for the glory he's just managed. The apple on top of the tree.
How very smart. He just got it right.
Bale really has looked sharp, hasn't he? I get the feeling he fancies himself against this defence now.
And it didn't take him long. Just sitting on the bench and waiting moments ago, already he has scored.
That's just as the manager would have seen it, an impact sub.
Croatia can now introduce the first of their substitutes. Well, now this is some substitution, almost surreal, you've got to feel.
Well, we're all delighted to see him, but we're not quite sure how he feels about not starting this.
So we have a breakthrough. Now how will things develop from here?
Listen, when it comes to goals, Peter, in this team, he's always the #1 contender, and he's done it again.
Threads one in. This looks promising.
Incentive set and incentive met. Now they've got to take it on another level.
Pirlo demonstrating his defensive quality there. Mateus. Lovely pass, but can he get there? And the assistant referee has his flag raised for offside. Bale. Oh, now here's an interesting matchup. An instinctive delivery. Last-ditch defending, but that'll do. Neither of these two want to come off second best. Well, the movement is slick, the speed is slippery. The defence, though, able to hold on this time.
Well, it's definitely the right attitude and application, Peter. They've got to keep pushing.
There is an irresistible, irrepressible look about them here.
You know, the interest value in this game might just take off from here.
Mateus cuts a frustrated figure right now. He just cannot get away.
He needs a minder, and one of his teammates should be picking up on that, and quickly.
Silvestre. This is a promising build-up. Now that looks a decent ball. Great ball, and he's in here. Deftly away. Croatia have reclaimed it. Oh, this looks sharp. Gives it back. Oh, facing up to his adversary. This is a formidable matchup. Takes a shot! And that's in! Again, we are level! What a contest!
I could watch this every week, Peter. Talk about strength of character. Wonderful.
That really is quite fabulous. All his own doing.
Oh, that's wonderful to see. The run was explosive. The finish, exquisite.
So changes afoot here, and from both sides. So all square with almost no time remaining.
It just goes to show you what determination can achieve. Okay, there isn't much time left, but if we have to find a winner now, there's no question who I'll be backing. Well, that might be that, Peter. Maybe both sides just going to have to settle for the draw now.
Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. Rummenigge, well cut out. No margin for error there at all. Guti. Now he's got space here. Costa Curta spots it, and that is as far as it goes. Decent game of football, that. Intense, intriguing, and both sides, as it turns out, unable to be separated. Your reflections then, Jim?
Well, Peter, I suppose it's something. Not ideal for either side, of course, although...
Well, what a scene we have here. There's a real expectant buzz in the stadium, and the players on the pitch are raring to go any minute now. Well, the stage is set for a stirring showdown here. The supporters in great voice, and there's a real sense of anticipation in the air. Game on. We are just... There's the shot! Goal!
Well, talk about a real rude awakening. It's almost as if the defence saw nothing coming. They just didn't anticipate. On heels rather than toes.
And that really is so impressive.
Oh, that's wonderful to see. The run was explosive. The finish, exquisite.
I doubt very much that this was in the script. Nunez. Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. Aimed beyond the defence. And he's there to belt it away. Oh, he's been caught napping!
Well, that's good defending. He squeezed the play and he gave him no chance to get on the turn.
That is good alertness. And he's there to retrieve it. Now that looks a decent ball. Now it's Darwin Nunez! And that's what you call inspired goalkeeping.
Nunez really must be thinking what he has to do to score there.
And we have our very first corner. Thuram gets it away. And now they can spring out of defence.
Barcelona definitely like their pressing from the front.
Yeah, it's relentless at times, Jim, isn't it? High energy, high intensity.
Standard practice nowadays, Peter. Make sure you don't give your opponents any time to think on the ball.
And he's picked it up out wide. Real chance! Loose ball now, and there's a chase on to retrieve it.
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
And this is Del Piero. And Del Piero! Alessandro Del Piero! Another ice-cool goal! That is a gem! An absolute gem! And there we have it, the two-goal cushion. He has given that the lot. Bang!
Yeah, you just don't save those, Peter. Too much power on, and the manager's absolutely loving this.
So that's two now without reply.
You can really sense how important this goal was for them. They needed it. Now they have it.
Neymar. Nunez. Well, the ball just didn't work out for the run that he made.
Barcelona clearly didn't help themselves by telegraphing that one. It was always going to be intercepted.
Great vision. Well, that's beautifully weighted. Oh, well played. Kept cool and dealt with it. Griezmann unable to make it happen for all his good intentions.
Nunez really needed to concentrate on protecting the ball. Then again, he was being very...
Chance!
He almost caught everyone out there the way he just eked out the room to get the shot in.
Passing is crisp and sharp. And the referee has signalled for half-time. How would you review the first half?
Well, I think things have worked out pretty well so far, Peter. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I think the manager has to resist change at this stage.
Well, that was a gem of a half. Remarkable on all fronts. The difference is two, but still, all things are possible. And hostilities have resumed at the start of the second half. Oh, what a ball! Oh, he's managed to get it all wrong.
He did well there, held his run enough to ensure he didn't stray offside.
Corner number 2 then. Thuram attempts a clearance. And now a sudden chance to counter. Can he finish?
I think that's great defending. He just made sure he was in the right place to block it, and I bet you the keeper's very relieved.
And that is exemplary defending.
If you were looking at the shopping list of what you need...
Del Piero! And kept out by the most elastic of saves.
That's very, very good. You can't ask for much more than that.
Now it's Del Piero. Oh, he's going to be disappointed with that. Looking to play him in. Always goal side. Now there's a fine ball. Oh, he's managed to get himself offside. Martinez. Kimmich makes the interception. Played into space. No, that's been intercepted. Pirlo. Now it's Griezmann. No, he's had it taken off him. Nedved. Del Piero is onto this. Well, the defence just about came out on top, but they were certainly tested. That's a lovely, neat pass. I think that's offside. Yes, it is. So changes afoot here, and from both sides. Now it's Memphis Depay. Now this could be a chance. Haaland showed plenty of zest in getting to the ball, but couldn't quite sort it out. Now it's Inzaghi. Cucurella.
I wouldn't fancy playing up front in these circumstances, to be honest. There's absolutely no supply.
And here's Haaland. Lovely pass, but can he get there? And he's found a way past. Cucurella defending his corner stubbornly, stood up very well to his man. Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. Ribery. Tries one from range. And they win it back again. And pull it! And that is as much as we have time for. Well, don't you just love it when a plan comes together? Victory never in doubt in the mind of the mastermind in all of this. A solid win, which will be welcomed all round. The noise is just about reaching a crescendo here as these two sides get ready to lock horns. This is football at its finest. Well, the stage is set for a stirring showdown here. The supporters in great voice, and there's a real sense of anticipation in the air. Game on. And we're underway.
Well, Peter, it's easy to heap praise on players that play further up the field, but they couldn't do what they did without the unsung heroes doing the dirty work, and Frank Rijkaard is amongst the very best in the business.
Some say the best ever.
Yep, and I can see why. He's about as sophisticated as players come, and his role covers everything from reclaiming the ball to, well, pretty much everything else. Only a man of his caliber and cleverness can do that.
Nedved wins the duel this time. Nedved did well to emerge with the ball. That's a contest to keep an eye on. Pato! And he's done it!
Well, talk about a real rude awakening. It's almost as if the defence saw nothing coming. They just didn't anticipate, on heels rather than toes.
One sweeping move, executed with deadly efficiency.
Look, if you want to be effective on the break, then the key element is always pace. That's what really rips defences apart, and it's difficult to find an answer to it when it's applied like that.
I doubt very much that this was in the script. Couldn't squeeze it through. And here's Griezmann.
Well, that's good defending. He squeezed the play and he gave him no chance to get on the turn.
Akanji makes the interception. And he's well positioned here. And reclaimed it in a trice. Oh, he's having a go! Denied by an instinctive save.
Well, someone's doing his job properly, Peter, that's for sure.
And we have our very first corner. Oh, good climb! Barcelona have the chance to go the other way. A slightly better ball would have led to a chance for a shot! Superb from Pato! He's got himself an absolute peach. A quite incredible spell. They are flying. He just absolutely speared that in.
Well, that was hit with genuine ferocity. You just don't stop those, Peter.
So that's two now without reply.
Well, that's a real psychological weight off the shoulders, I think. It's a very different game now at 2 up.
And here's Mbappe. Pirlo, a player whose confidence, whose sense of adventure rubs off on all of those around him. Now, can they get him away? Half-time coming up, and little doubt as to which of the two sides is the happier. Looking for options for movement. Tries to play it through. Space for him to turn and look. He's shifting through the gears here. Takes aim and crosses.
What a letdown when you've got such presence and movement.
Marcelo. Played out towards the right wing. And again, they run up against stubborn defending. That's a lovely, neat pass. And he's picked out the run. Too much on it, and that is an easy claim for the keeper. And the referee says that is that for the first half. How's the first half compared with your expectation?
Well, I think things have worked out pretty well so far, Peter. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I think the manager has to resist change at this stage.
Well, that was a gem of a half. Remarkable on all fronts. The difference is two, but still, all things are possible. And we get things going again. Knocks it into space. He's being urged. And the shot! Oh, he's managed to get it all wrong.
Oh, it's very good running that. You're always going to have chances with that kind of movement.
And he cuts out the supply. Hakimi.
Well, yet another interception and a show of anticipation to be commended.
Luis Suarez is wide and looking to get... And a header! And it's there! And with that, he takes home the match ball. He watched it all the way, and the finish was unerring.
So well played, Peter. Did a great job keeping sight of the ball, made a classic move and met it perfectly.
And that means just one thing. Matt Pirlo has got himself a free kick. Oh, no messing about, it is red. Barcelona are down to 10 men. Pepe is a perfect combination of brain and brawn.
Well, they've stamped some authority on things, but how much more authority can be generated?
Nedved! Foul and a free kick in a very dangerous area. He gets a ticking off and needs to be very careful now.
Well, he knew what he was taking on there, Peter, and special delivery from the ref.
And the keeper threw out a limb. Mbappe. And Mateus. Nicely weighted ball. Vieira. Rijkaard concedes a free kick for that. Well, that's a booking, always looked it. Thuram. Whistle's gone, that's foul. No second thought, a straight red card. Well, they are now a 9-man team. And it's Thuram.
That's going in strongly.
Oh, that's a foul in a dangerous area. Referee has gone straight to his pocket. Yes, a second yellow, and he's off. Well, the players are making their point, but the ref clearly isn't interested. He's waved them all away. Barcelona are now down to 8 following the sending off. Oh, brilliant stop from Courtois! That was quite a test for the goalkeeper. It's their second corner of the game. Towering header! Oh, he's hit the bar! Ribéry scooting forward. Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. Hangs in a cross. And it's in! Just cruising! They are cruising! And it didn't take him long. Just sitting on the bench and waiting moments ago, already he has scored.
I think the manager's claiming an assist here.
Things looking so easy, almost too easy here. There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Willing running on one side, dogged defence on the other. He has found the way through. Hullet plays it. Impressive jump! It's a goal! They are getting horribly bullied, and it seems there is plenty more to come.
Some of those players look totally lost out there now, Peter, and you can't blame them.
This is a gloriously greedy performance.
Well, their manager seems to have them always thinking about the next goal. When's the next goal coming? They're such an entertaining watch.
Ribery was in no mood for any of that. Oh, he's going to be disappointed with that. Just 5 minutes remaining now. Mbappe, and he shoots! Oh, he's kept it out. That's a great save. Pirlo is the team's great visionary. The message is clear. None shall pass. Bale. Pull it. Pirlo. He's found a way through. Now the ball in. That should be the goalkeeper's, and it is. Bale, skillfully cut out. He is so at ease on the ball. And time is up. Well, that was a tale of two very different teams. One driven, ruthless. Well, what a sight this is. The colour, the choreography, the camaraderie. The fans have pulled out all the stops to make this a monumental occasion. Well, the pre-match build-up has been fantastic. Now, the game itself. And that gets things running. Well, for me, Jim, this one was always going to be about just one man. Always has been, always will be.
Zlatan Ibrahimovic.
Yeah. Del Piero! Alessandro Del Piero! Another ice-cool goal!
Well, this is already looking rather ominous for the opposition. When a player of his calibre can open up the scoring with a brilliantly classy finish, it could be a very long match for that defence to prevent it happening again.
Beautiful, just beautiful. The joy of the moment.
That was magnificent. The way he caught it so perfectly. I think he's even managed to surprise himself, Peter.
Argentina finding themselves unexpectedly behind. No, that's been intercepted. So just the one early goal to report so far. 1-0 the score. Another pass just keeps it ticking over. Haaland, this looks promising.
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
Oh, well played. That has snuffed out the danger. And this is Del Piero. Well, now here's a good battle, bicep to bicep. Oh, wonderful effort, all by himself.
Del Piero just backs himself every time. Give him a challenge and he'll rise to it.
And we have our very first corner. And now a sudden chance to counter. Luis Suarez. Now it's Pirlo. Griezmann. Del Piero. Closing it. And Del Piero! They are queuing up to have a go here.
Oh, they're just unrelenting, Peter. Wave after wave of attacks. Now it's just a matter of making at least one of them count.
Lampard. And here's Haaland. Engages and forces him off the ball. And it's Del Piero. Neither of these two want to come off second best. Now, can they get him away? Shot could be on. And a chance! And it's hit the woodwork and out! And the assistant referee rightly gives him offside. Searching pass he's played there. And that's a simple one for the keeper.
It's a decent chance to counter-attack.
And reclaimed it in a trice. Argentina are a team that's fond of the low block. They sure defend in numbers.
Yeah, the whole point being to go back to front as quickly as possible, Peter. Of course, once the ball has been won.
Yeah, balls over the top, long diagonals, that's the plan. And here's Del Piero. Oh, now here's an interesting matchup. Whatever he had in mind, that was not it. Oh, there's a probing ball. And he cuts out the supply. And he's quick to return it. And that's cause for mild irritation. Well, the ball just didn't work out for the run that he made.
Well, everything up to the final pass looked decent. They just couldn't...
Shoots! And he was there to get a vital touch.
That's very, very good. You can't ask for much more than that.
This possibly the last play of the half. And that signals the end of the first period. There's been no shortage of industry or intent thus far. A little inspiration and inventiveness, perhaps the only things lacking.
I thought that was a decent 45 minutes of football. Plenty of signs that both managers can take a lot of encouragement from. I would say the mood is neither overly negative nor positive. You still have to approach this like it's 0-0.
Goals, goals and more goals. That's been the story of the half. The teams separated by the tiniest of margins at the break. So we're straight back at it at the start of the second half.
Well, my advice would be to keep at it. If you're doing well, keep it going.
Pirlo! And needless to say, that deserved better.
Oh, it's very good running that. You're always going to have chances with that kind of movement.
Poorly directed kick from the keeper. He's given it away. Oh, perfectly measured that. And that is expertly dealt with. Quality ball. Griezmann. Well, that defending is unapologetically persistent. It's almost personal, and it had to be. Argentina appear to be happy to let their front players stay up front all the time.
Well, it's signalling to the opposition that they're setting themselves up for the counter-attack. It's plain and simple.
And the shot! He's got a goal! And this is getting better and better. And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Look, if you want to be effective on the break, then the key element is always pace. That's what really rips defences apart, and it's difficult to find an answer to it when it's applied like that.
So changes afoot here, and from both sides. So that's two now without reply.
Well, that's a real psychological weight off the shoulders, I think.
He's going for goal! That was superb goalkeeping.
Really looked sharp there, didn't he? That's very well played. Well, height could make all the difference on these set pieces.
Cleared away. And that has left him in a heap. And now they can spring out of defence. And he's well positioned here. Vieira. Pirlo. Pirlo charging forward, the ball at his feet. And this is Bale. He's through here. Pullet has it out wide and in space. Ah, such a clever touch. And it's Nedved. Well, the movement is slick, the speed is slippery. The defence, though, able to hold on this time. Griezmann.
That's good play from him.
Crossed into the middle. Tries a shot! And it's in! His position was perfect. The invitation was there for him, and his response absolutely clinical.
Yeah, it's simply tragic defending when a renowned finisher is ignored. It's how he built his reputation.
So we have movement on both benches. Argentina cut their deficit and look raring to go again.
Well, I think they have every chance of levelling this now, Peter, but...
Big chance! Loose ball now, and there's a chase on to retrieve it. And that could come back to haunt them.
Well, you'd really expect him to hit the target from there.
And he thumps it clear. It's gone out for a throw-in. Now that looks a decent ball. Beckenbauer kept aware, and it is reclaimed easily. Kimmich. Great vision. Oh, good read.
That was well played, well stopped. They're avoiding the blatantly obvious by not getting the ball into the opposition box. That's where it has to be.
Bale. There will be 4 extra minutes. Beckenbauer. And we're done. Well, that was close. Both sides playing their part in a great game of football. A real ride that had all of us glued to our seats from the very beginning.